And welcome to the BBQn Sports Podcast, where we talk all things Kansas City sports, barbecue, beer, and more. This is Jason Weaver with my co-host Kelsey Moore as we lead you off into the next inning. All right, welcome back to our 10th episode. After we missed out last week, we finally broke the curse, and the Chiefs now sit atop of the AFC West after a big win, 41-14 over the Oakland Raiders. So, sorry about missing last week. We kind of joked about it. If we didn't record an episode, maybe it would break this awful curse, and we would be our former selves in Chiefs Kingdom. So we're back top of the AFC West. So maybe we broke the curse. We still got a big game coming up this week, but let's break down last week's game. Kelsey, what you got?
Yeah, last week's game I think is what we've all been waiting for. The defense has looked better the last 4 weeks. The offense looked like they forgot how to play football, and I think they finally figured it out. We won time possession. We doubled their first downs almost, 29-15. Total yards 516 to 299. Passing yards 422 to 249. Rushing yards 94 to 50. Less penalties, more total return yards. I mean, we had 76 plays to 51, 6.8 yards to 5.9 per play, less turnovers. I mean, every way you can win that game when we won that game, and it was true watching it. I mean, anyone who watched, Mahomes had, I believe it was his third 300-yard, 5-touchdown game, which is only one of three
right?
people, or four. Yeah, I'm sorry, 400 yards, 5-touchdown game. One of three people to do that ever. To do it 3 times, and he's in his third year as a starter.
Yeah, third year as a starter. Yeah, pretty impressive.
Yeah,
Big names up there too. So
yeah, we've talked about this before. How laughable it is, the stuff that people say. Yes, the Chiefs were struggling. No one's going to deny that. But people saying that Mahomes shouldn't be our starter anymore and Andy Reid shouldn't be our coach anymore. You guys have lost your damn minds. That's all there is to it. The reason why we have faith in the Chiefs to straighten this thing out is because Andy Reid's the head coach. Like, since he's been in Kansas City, he's changed the mentality of he's changed the image of Chiefs football completely. And now with him leading the pack, I mean, with Andy Reid being the head coach, Patrick Mahomes being the quarterback, the Chiefs are the favorites to win this division going forward. It doesn't matter what our schedule is the rest of this way. Like, everyone's going to pick the Chiefs to win the division now that they beat the Raiders.
How much of this win do you think that the Chiefs are back so much as the Raiders just looked really bad?
I mean, I definitely think it's a mixture of both. The Chiefs need to, for sure, win a couple more games for us to think that they're actually back. I don't know if back's the right word. The NFL is just a pile of mediocrity, I guess, this year. Everyone is in this little bunch. And I think that we've talked about this a little bit. The Chiefs are good enough. If there was a team that was separating themselves, I would have a little more fear in this. But definitely not in the AFC West. There's not a team. The Chargers and Raiders have had. It's kind of the story of the Chargers and the Raiders. They've had opportunity after opportunity, and they squander them. They couldn't get any gap while we were struggling between us and them, and now it's bit them in the butt, and the Chiefs are leading the division again. This game against the Cowboys will be a good test. Cowboys are a very well-rounded team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's it's definitely not a wrap for the AFC West. I mean, the Chargers have a pretty easy schedule, and we're counting on them to at least lose a game here. Otherwise,
You said that like 4 weeks ago, though, and we're already ahead of them in week 11.
You're right. You're right. But we still got to beat the Cowboys. The toughest opponent on their schedule is the Bengals and us. I mean, they got the Steelers this week. I think they beat the Steelers, but the Steelers are 5-3-1. So, I mean, they
lost to the Vikings last week, and
I mean, they could show up. So we'll see, but.
So the Chargers, as impressive as we think they've all been, let's talk about how they've been playing. They lost to the Vikings last week, who are now 4-5. They beat the Eagles by a field goal 2 weeks ago. The Eagles, who we struggled with in the first half, but we ended up dominating them that game. They lost to the Patriots by a field goal. They lost to the Ravens by 4 touchdowns. they beat the Browns, who have been not so hot, by 5 points in a shootout game. The Chargers defense has been terrible this year. Don't get me wrong, the Chargers can definitely still win the division, but we just need to worry about ourselves. We don't need to worry about the Chargers. Definitely don't need to worry about the Raiders. I'm sure somebody else will get arrested this week for the Raiders.
The Chargers can beat any team. They can play with any team. Let's put it that way.
But they also can lose to
They
any
could
team
also
too.
lose any team. And I said like week 2 or 3. I don't even remember. It might have been like the third or fourth podcast. I was talking about a meltdown from the Chargers and just the likelihood of that happening because they always seem to be an organization that kind of gets into running and then disappears. So.
Yeah, I agree. A lot of people attribute that to Phillip Rivers. They thought maybe new quarterback, new thing, Justin Herbert, but their defense is the problem right now. Their defense is terrible. Their defense right now is about as bad as the Chiefs' defense was 5 weeks ago, and that's saying something. That the Chargers' defense has been playing terrible here lately.
We are not the Chiefs defense of 5 weeks ago. Sorry, Dad, but things do happen throughout the season and teams do get better, and our defense has certainly got better. Our secondary's playing a lot better. Our younger linebackers in there look really good. Willie Gay, Nick Bolton. We got, new pass rush. Frank Clark looks like he's actually participating. Chris Jones back on the inside, and then you also got Ingram, when on these pass rush situations, is doing a fantastic job getting to the quarterback. So, yeah, this is not the same defense. It's a much better defense. We got a pass rush now. It helps the secondary. It's a very complimentary thing. It's very 2019-esque when we turned it on. The defense turned it on in 2019, and we were a much better defense towards the end of the year than we were at the beginning of the year.
We were 6-4, and that's when the defense turned it on, which we are 6-4 right now, and the defense has already kind of turned it on.
Yeah.
But that year that we won the Super Bowl, we were 6-4. Defense turned it on from I guess it may have been week 11 because we had a bye probably. But after that point, we were the number 1 defense in the NFL. Oh, okay. So we didn't have a bye week at that point. So after week 10, starting week 11, we were the number 1 defense in points allowed through the Super Bowl that year. And I'm not saying this defense is going to be the number 1 defense in points allowed, but they had a historic 5-week run these last 5 weeks, averaging like 13 points a game, or I don't know what it is. I don't have it in front of me. It's either 13 or 15 points a game these last 4 weeks or 5 weeks. I don't know. I'm not saying this team's going to win the Super Bowl, but this team puts what the offense can be with what the defense has shown flashes of being in the last 4 weeks. Nobody wants to play this team in the playoffs. Nobody.
Yeah, oh yeah. You're especially if we beat Dallas this week, you're really scared of the Chiefs because our schedule is pretty simple. I would say it's not very hard the rest of the season past Dallas. So yeah, we're just gearing up for the playoffs if we can get past Dallas here. You're going to be really scared of us. So a lot of people are talking about how Oakland played us differently defensively than every other team has so far this year. And, do you think that a lot of that had to do with the fact that we were taking the inside plays? We were, we weren't trying to throw the long ball every time? Or so did we force them out of the defense that everybody else has played in? Or did they just have a terrible scheme against us?
So it's Las Vegas, not Oakland.
Still that's gonna be tough. It's still Arrowhead.
But the Raiders have actually, if you look back the last couple of years, the Raiders have had a lot of success against us defensively. I know that's a weird thing to say because they haven't had a lot of success against us in winning football games, but they've actually had some success against us defensively. And I think they just wanted to stick with what they've been doing. And I was listening to Patrick Mahomes talk about it a lot. They come out with a 1 safety look, and he said it's not really what you think it is because a lot of the times they're playing the exact same thing. They're dropping a second safety back. It's just they set up where they look like everyone thinks defenses are so simple. It's like Madden where you're in cover 2 and the 2 safeties are out top and you can tell they're in cover 2 in the corner. It's not how it is in the NFL. You have to disguise stuff because people like Patrick Mahomes or guys like Tom Brady or guys like that, they're going to destroy you if they know what defense you're in as soon as you walk up to the field or walk up to the line. So they're disguising stuff. The Raiders showed a lot of one safety looks, which was surprising to a lot of people. But even Mahomes said they were just disguising a lot of their looks. He even said, and I haven't really went back and watched like I did the last couple weeks when we lost. It's kind of weird. I always watch the games again after we lose, and then never watch them again after we win. But Mahomes even said they were disguising a lot of their looks and dropping back a second safety, and a lot of different just trying to make it so we couldn't tell what they were doing. But I mean, we did take the underneath stuff. If you watch early on, we were taking everything underneath, and then just opened everything over the top up late because they started coming forward a little bit more and a little bit more, and we had success on pretty much everything we tried to do in that game offensively.
I mean, I hope that carries over to this week, but obviously Dallas Cowboys are a little bit better of a team, so we'll see.
So one thing I will say is I don't know if you remember the first time we played Marcus Peters after he left Kansas City. We destroyed him, and it's because he's a very aggressive corner. You know me, I like Marcus Peters because I think a guy like that is huge in today's NFL because you're not going to shut offenses down. So turnovers can change a game completely.
I loved Peters too. I loved his attitude.
But we took advantage of his aggressiveness and played it against him, and he got beat a couple times because of it against us. And Trayvon Diggs, who everyone is raving about, Trayvon Diggs is a very similar player. He is very, very aggressive, and he will take chances. And a couple double moves with Tyreek Hill could be a couple big plays with Trayvon Diggs trying to jump a pass here and there. That's one thing I would look out for. If he gets matched up with Tyreek, I would be very surprised if we don't try to fool him a couple times and get a couple big plays against him.
Didn't that happen in the Denver game against the Dallas Cowboys? He had a really huge play, and then like the very next play out on the field, he had a blown coverage for a touchdoan.
Was it the Denver game?
I believe it was the Denver game.
This year. He's actually given up quite a bit of yardage. He had a pick. I know one game I was watching, he had a pick, and then like the very next possession, he got burnt bad.
Yeah.
I don't think it was the Denver game. I don't know.
Well, speaking of that, I mean the Cowboys can be beat because the Broncos just a few weeks ago put a big old hurt on them, 30-16. So, I mean, I don't really know what was happening in that game, but
I don't know if that was
the Broncos made it look bad.
I don't know if that was good for us though, because last week they came out and just destroyed the Falcons. Yeah. Like they wanted to make a statement, and I think it'll carry over to this week where they want to make a statement. I think both teams know that this is a game where they can make a statement. I think both teams will be ready for this game. Can't be a trap game for anybody because both teams know what they're getting. I think this will be a good game.
And we're playing for a trophy, the Preston Road Trophy, baby.
So I started looking into this. Do you know any of the history about this? Because it is great. I have to tell this story.
No, I don't know anything about it. The first I heard about it was like 4 days ago.
So Lamar Hunt created this trophy and told Jerry Jones, he said, hey, I'm going to create this trophy. So they lived across the road from each other, literally across the street from each other. So this trophy is called the Preston Road Trophy, which is the street they lived on was Preston Road. They lived across the street from each other. And he said, whoever wins when we play, the Chiefs and Cowboys, gets to take the trophy home with them. So it'll be a traveling trophy. First of all, the trophy is it's a piece of junk. Like for a couple billionaires to be playing for this trophy is funny in itself. But in 98 was the first time they played after Lamar Hunt created this trophy, and the Chiefs won. And Jerry Jones called him up after that, and he said, hey, I have some friends over here, and they want to see this trophy that you created for this. So can I borrow it, or can I just have it for the night or something so they can see it? And Lamar Hunt told him, no, I don't think that's fair because the rules were if you win, you get to keep the trophy. So it's mine for now. And he said, I'll put it in the window so you can drive by and see it. So he put this junk trophy in the window so Jerry Jones and his rich friends can drive by and see the trophy. He took it very seriously, obviously.
Man, that is great. That is great. Yeah, never heard that story. That's up there for sure.
I heard that and I was dying laughing. It was on radio, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?"
I hope that gets a lot more coverage. That's really good.
That's gold.
All right, well, you ready to try this beer?
I guess.
Oh man. All
Who
right.
made this one? I didn't get that.
What's that? Oh, it's Weston Brewing Company out of Weston, Missouri, which is just north of Kansas City here. Hot pepper ale, and I love spicy things, but I don't know about a spicy beer. So
So I have a friend who makes some homemade hot pepper beer. I've never tried it. My brother has.
really,
He told me that he told me that the first time he tried it, he took a drink and it tasted great, like just a great beer. And then all of a sudden you wait for a few minutes and your mouth is on fire, he said. I don't know what kind of peppers the dude made it with, but
well, it smells like a red beer. Oh.
it definitely tastes like peppers.
Ugh. Who sits around and drinks this though? Like God, we should have had this during the chip challenge. Ooh.
Yeah, right.
I don't even know how you continue to make this. Like, surely they have surely this isn't like their best beer, but this is the only beer I've seen by this place. So
I mean, there's got to be some kind of people who drink pepper ales, right?
I don't know. I've had one before, and I don't know if it was this one. These beers are all terrible.
Yeah, I don't even know how to rate this because I don't even want to take another drink.
Like, the way we've been doing this is we rate it based on what it is. So it's like, I mean, what are you on a scale of pepper beers? This is it's still a 1. Like, it's still terrible. Like, I don't, like, this is not a good beer.
Even your burps are terrible after drinking that.
Don't drink this. Like, I mean, I bought it, so I'm gonna drink it. But dear God, like, don't drink this. Like, I'm worried about like how I'm gonna feel in the morning, or just like for the rest of the show. Honestly,
No disrespect to Weston Brewing Company, just not my cup of tea. I honestly don't know how to rate it. I'm gonna give it a 5 just because I have to give it a rating. I really don't have anything to compare it to as far as
this has to be a
ale.
joke. Like, they make this as a joke, right? Like, they don't actually make this because they think people are going to enjoy it, right?
I don't know.
Well, sorry, Weston Brewing Company. We will definitely seek out a different beer to not give you an overall score that is really bad. What was it? You gave it a 5, so an overall score of 3. Not good. Please don't try this. Okay.
I'm gonna make an Excel page and somehow try and get all of our beer ratings out so everyone can see them.
Yeah.
Because I know everyone really cares about those a lot.
We need all 5 listeners that we have care about it.
Yeah, we need to get the listings out there so everyone can see what beers they need to pick up.
All right. Well, hey, KU had some a big win this week over the Texas Longhorns, 57-56. That's got to be the biggest win since 2008 for them.
Yeah, since the year that they were good.
Yeah, since the year they were good.
I will say this. This is what I'll say about that. They went for it in regulation on 4th down to try and seal it. They didn't get it. But, a nice big ball call there. You have some big balls to try and go for it on 4th down and try and seal it. They didn't get it, which actually gave Texas the chance to tie it up and take it to overtime. But then in the first overtime, after they scored a touchdown, Texas already scored and kicked an extra point, Kansas scores a touchdown and goes for 2. Man, talk about a big ball call. You could just kick the extra point, take it to the next overtime. Nah, we're going to finish it right now in this game. So good for them.
Well, if you're KU, why would you? You got nothing to lose. Like, come on, you're a one-win perennial football team.
They're going for their 2nd win of the season, bro. That's huge.
Yeah, it's big considering that they usually win one game a year, if that.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot to lose. They actually had 2 wins this year because they went for 2.
Here's what I gotta say, and I just kind of love it. You know what? This is a big good luck, Longhorns in the SEC, because you are in for it. You just got beat by the Kansas Jayhawks. Good luck in the SEC. The Royals have new uniforms released tomorrow, so hopefully they don't screw this up. But you know, the Royals have really good baseball uniforms. I really like their baseball uniforms.
They do. They need some good light blue ones in there.
They're very clean. Yeah. So hopefully they don't screw this up with something crazy. I really want to see powder blue, like old school. I don't know. What do you think?
No, I agree. We talked about this already. I want some light. You already know powder blue uniforms.
You want the pants too, powder blue pants.
Yes, for sure.
Yep. Yeah.
No doubt.
100%. Yep. Like, I mean, I can't imagine what else they're gonna come out with. Honestly, like.
Yeah.
But who knows? You know, I wouldn't mind the black jersey. I like the black jersey. But you know,
yeah, you are big on black.
Yeah, I'm big on black. I need the Chiefs to come out with something like that.
Nah, Chiefs need to go yellow.
What else we got? I felt like there was something else that happened in Kansas City.
There was something else that happened. Missouri basketball lost to UMKC.
Oh man.
Ooh.
Ouch.
I don't know. We should be excited, right? We're talking about Kansas City, UMKC. We should also be sad because our university lost to UMKC.
Yeah, I mean, go Roos, right? I guess maybe we should be UMKC fans.
Need to go buy some kangaroo gear.
Man, that is brutal. I guess if you're a KU fan, you gotta be really happy this week. You watched Mizzou get beat by a little tiny school, and then you watched your football team actually get a win. So, I'm not a KU fan, but I feel for you guys. This is probably a very, very good week for you all.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we need to circle back. We never gave our predictions for the game this week. So what you got for the game this week, Weaver?
Oh, yeah, let's circle back here. 31-28 Chiefs.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy. I mean, I think it's going to be a pretty close game. Dallas's defense is solid, and their offense is number one.
We're going to go 38-28 Chiefs.
38-28. So pretty close.
Yeah, the reason why I said oh boy is because I was going to say 31-28, but I'm just going to assume we're getting another touchdown.
We are very on point, huh?
I literally was going to say 31-28, and you said that, I was like, oh, shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm optimistic now. I was pretty beat down, honestly. I'm not going to lie. I'd almost given up on the season, but last week kind of rejuvenated, I think, everybody. It was very, very much needed for all of Kansas City.
And also, the way the NFL has been the last few weeks, I think we've gotten to the point where there's no such thing as a bad win. So that Giants win and that who else was it? Giants and right before that game, Giants and
oh man. You know, we do a podcast every week. You think we could remember who we play?
Well, we didn't do one after last week. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, the Packers. The Packers, which would have been a good win if Aaron Rodgers was playing, but a 13 to
Packers or we'll take them now. And actually, after that game, everyone was like, "Oh, the Chiefs would have lost 40-13 if Aaron Rodgers played." Did anyone watch Aaron Rodgers play against the Seahawks? The Packers' offense is average this year. It's not good. Like it's not a top-tier offense by any stretch of the imagination. They scored 17 points against the Seahawks defense, who has not been good this year, and they only scored 17 because they scored a late touchdown. Yeah, like the Packers' offense is not a great offense this year. It's a solid offense, like it's probably top 15-ish, but they are not a top 5-10 offense like you'd expect the Packers to be.
Yeah, anyways. Yeah. Right now, a win is a win. The league is very. It doesn't matter. Anybody can lose to anybody at this point. It seems like so. Yeah, I'll take those wins now. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I felt like they were losing wins, but at the time, but now everybody losing these crazy games. The Buffalo Bills a couple weeks ago losing 6-9 to the Jags, and just every week the number one. I mean, the Cowboys getting smoked by Denver Broncos. Like, come on. Yeah.
Bucks and Rams have both lost 2 in a row. The
Yeah.
Bucks have lost 2 in a row to backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Rams have lost 2 in a row since they traded for Von Miller.
Like, what is going on? What is going on?
It's insane, man.
So
NFL's a wild ride this year. It's always hard to win in the NFL, but man, it's amplified more than ever this year. Every week is a difficult game.
absolutely. All right. Well, don't drink this beer. It's terrible. I'm probably gonna pour the rest out. Yeah, that's all I got. Kelsey, you got anything for us?
As always, thanks for listening. We appreciate the listeners, and don't stop smoking the meats.
The meats.